idea what I've been through to get here this evening.
Really? What?
I'm serious.
Well, wait. Needless to say, we have a lot to talk about. It sounds
Needless,
like.
I'm
Mhm.
clearly in someone's guest room,
Oh
an
my!
hour from my home,
What in the world?
using her laptop.
But you're here. You made it.
Yes, but I told my friend Tati, I was like, I have to get home. Then we start driving, and it sounds like her car has a flat tire. And I was like, oh my God. So you can ask Chelsea. I called her and I was like, Jake is going to be so pissed. I cannot get on the pod. And I'm like, this is so classic me. And I'm telling Tati, I'm like, where's the computer? I'm not even texting Jake that I'm having problems. We're going for it.
We'll do it live. That's
So
funny.
we're going live, baby. We're going live.
Chelsea was posting her musings, and she's like,
Sweaty balls.
Someone's calling me right now, and I can't answer. That was probably you."
It was me. Tell her ignore, ignore,
But she
ignore.
got the musings up. So
Oh, she did. Well, that's what we care
content,
about.
content creators.
She's a
That way.
content creating queen.
Oh man. Well, here we are.
Yes. How was your week?
Good. Got home from Italy and been working at Ramapo and trying to
How
catch up
was
with work.
Italy?
It was good. Turns out that's a really pretty place, and there's a lot of cool stuff to see.
Turns out Italy is not too shabby.
Yeah, I don't know why more people don't talk about. No, I'm just
Why
kidding.
are people not talking about going to Italy? It's weird.
Chelsea needs to put it on her musings. Um,
Yeah.
guys, a little unknown thing, uh,
Factoid.
factoid. Well, let's just get into it because we got a good bud on the pod.
I'm
This
ready for Schwetzy.
Schwetzy. Schwetzy's in the house.
Schwetzy,
Aaron
a
Schwetz.
man.
I met Aaron. How old were we, Aaron? Like 16?
Oh my God. Aaron is in the deepest trenches of the snowboarding community right now.
Aaron is snowboard, snowmobile, forward.
Or
How long?
Probably earlier than 16, I would guess.
Yeah, we
Well,
were.
maybe about then,
Yeah,
14 to 16. I don't know. That was so long ago.
no
yeah.
one even knows how old that is really anymore. That's
Yeah,
a
that
We've
was in
been.
the 80s, bro.
Jake, chill it, okay? With the age dropping, like relax.
All right. So a long time we've been friends,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Melissa did a month of girls on the pod talking about girl stuff, and then I was like, let's get some guys on.
And
So
he
we
was like,
had
I don't want any guy. I want Schwetzy.
I
And I was
want
like, this guy's
Schwetz.
got to be good. This guy's got to be
Well,
good.
last week we had Kat on for the most chaotic
Cat
episode.
Williams.
No, yeah, that would be great.
Cat Williams.
Uh, Cat Catazone was more chaotic than Cat Williams.
It was very chaotic. I think he might have thrown his laptop out the window.
Yeah. So to bring it home and talk about more what
Dude stuff.
got dude stuff.
I
Well, I
mean, we
thought
could talk chick stuff too. That's
we could
fine.
talk chick stuff. We could talk dude stuff.
Jake's not into it. Jake's not into it.
Yeah.
No, I'll talk about
The
whatever.
women have had their time in the
No,
sun.
no. I'm happy to talk about
Yeah.
whatever. But who better to talk to about all things fun and also like what we both do for work with contracting
Oh
and
no.
dealing with that in
Yeah.
all its many facets. Aaron is a good
So
person.
he's got some nightmare stories.
If I'm like dealing with something frustrating, well, me and Aaron probably talk every day in some form,
Yeah. That's probably
text,
accurate.
call, Instagram. But
Wow, it's just interesting, Aaron, that I've been on the pod with Jake for so long. I've known him so long, and
And he's never mentioned
this
my
is
name
the
once.
first I'm hearing of. And I don't want to be that person, but get a new one.
well,
Get
here's
a new. Uh,
would you rather meet Aaron in person than through me telling you?
you know what? I don't like the way you're putting me on the spot like this. It's not very dude like. It's not very dude loving.
All right. Well, this
Yeah,
is
easy
Aaron.
with the dude loving. That sounds weird.
No dude loving.
We don't dude love in here. Okay.
Well, Aaron, Melissa, Aaron.
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Hey, aren't you you're Jenna's sister, right?
Yeah.
Jenna and Devin are awesome. I've known Devin longer than I've known Jake.
Yeah.
That's what Jake was just telling
Yeah.
me. That's so cool. What a fun connection.
Edit this.
Why did you choose that background for your background? Is that one of your pictures or somewhere that you
No, that's my picture from up snowmobiling, but
nice.
like, can I like easily just go to my
No, if it's
background?
something about your screen, absolutely not. It can't be done easily. It can't be done
Okay.
quickly.
Well, I
It
wish I could show you, but I'm in my office and it's a piss poor excuse for an office. I have like this tiny whiteboard on my back wall and it's just not good.
Are you
and
in
it
your
says
office in Cle Elum?
No, I actually got rid of that, but I've been paying on it since June-ish, and I've been there 5 times maybe.
Oh, okay.
I was like, man, it's just not even worth it. I mean, I work from my truck and my house, and so it's not even, yeah, it just was a waste of money. Christy's like, we need to find a way to rein in some of these expenses. I was like, oh, I'll just get rid of the office.
So now you just
you're
work
like, well, that's funny. I have 10 offices around the United States that I'm not using. But I think I can figure it out, babe.
So now your office is just at your house?
Yeah, in my pocket.
Okay.
Ha! With this incredible view.
Yeah.
So how far back should we go? What's your history with
We're
construction?
gonna take it back. Way back.
Let's
Take it
go way
way
Back into
back.
back.
time. What is that, Black Street?
It might be, yeah. What where did you what's your arc? What's your story arc from 20 figuring out what you're gonna do to like where you're at now?
From 20 to now?
You don't have to like tell
You
us
mean the
everything.
last 5 years?
What are the
Oh,
highlights? What are
I
the
like
highlights,
those. Those are nice.
lowlights of being a contractor? You're gonna have to send me one of those hats, by the way. And then
Are those are your hats for your
yeah,
company?
Yeah.
Let's get a close up.
squared
Oh,
up builds.
where'd it go?
Oh
Oh,
God, it's
There it
gone.
is.
What is it?
oh,
Squared
Squared
up
up
builds.
builds. Nice. That's a nice company logo.
thank you.
You
Came up with it
posted you
yourself?
posted on when you changed the name and rebranded, you posted on Instagram a little bit of your story.
Yeah.
So you could tell as much or as little as you want of that.
I've had an eventful life, that's for sure. Um, I mean, obviously when you're a teenager and stuff, you party and do whatever. I mean, some people don't, but I did. And then when I was 22, I got married to my wife.
Nice.
And when I was 26, I ended up in rehab for pain pill addiction from, I had a couple back surgeries from a work injury. Well, I guess back up.
Oh,
I've done construction my whole life since I was like 15 with odd jobs sprinkled in between. I worked at a
yeah.
snowboard shop. I worked at Target. I worked at Abercrombie and Fitch. I worked at,
Sick.
yeah, sick. I
This
worked
guy has run the gamut.
I worked at Stevens Pass in a pizzeria with Jake. That was actually probably one of my favorite jobs of all time because
Yeah.
you're surrounded. I guess back then, like my life was snowboarding. I mean, that's it.
Okay.
Jake and Travis, his cousin, and myself, like that was snowboarding was life, and that's all I thought I would do forever. And then I got older and realized that's not realistic. You can't make any money doing that. So,
Yeah.
but so I've done construction basically since I was 15, and then ended up getting hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Couple back surgeries,
Oh,
2 years hooked on pain pills, overdose, rehab. Uh, then came back and kept doing construction.
okay.
And but after rehab, because obviously I lost my job and I was out. I was probably out of just normal life after between overdose and rehab for probably 8 months ish. And then so after that, trying to like get back into any kind of a trade was I didn't know what I was going to do. And then one of my really other close friends, Daniel McFall, he's a concrete contractor, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you just open your own company and I'll sub you out, and you can just come work with me this summer." And he's like, "And you could sub out to whoever." I'm like, "Oh, that's a pretty good idea." So again, back to snowboarding. In the Northwest, there was a company called that was my company, Casual Industries, and they made T-shirts, and it was all about local snowboarding stuff.
Hmm.
And I lived in Woodinville at the time, and one of my neighbors worked for Casual Industries, and so we'd go have beers, and I'd get shirts here and there for free. And I
Mhm.
had no idea what to call my company. I'm like, I'm gonna call it Casual Construction. That's a good name. And so that's what I did.
Nice.
Never thinking in like, what was
Uh,
that? 12 years ago or 11, long time ago. I was like never thinking like, oh man, I'll probably still be a business owner and still be doing construction like
okay.
so far down. Like it was just a throw a dart at
So,
the board, whatever. So I rocked that name for 10 years. Then I always hated it because I get the typical comments, oh, you just casually show up and casually do construction. And I'm like, oh, whatever. Like it's a name. So
yeah.
then we moved. Well, in between that time, we had two kids. We moved, and it just didn't fit what I did for a living, and I was never proud of it. So I just
Hmm.
started brainstorming, and I asked my wife Christy. I was like, "Man, I want to change the name so bad," and she's like, "That's so much work," because she does all my back end stuff. Like
Yeah.
she basically runs my company. Well, I have two people that run my company: Christy, back end, everything, and Jeff, my on-site guy that does everything. And then I just
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
sure we have work and get paid and deal with all the other crap. But she's like, yeah, that's just way too much work. So I kind of,
Like rebranding your
yeah,
whole thing.
because you have to change your UBI, not everything. You got to
Yeah.
redo your insurance, credit card, everything. You got to change everything. So finally, I got her on board, and we changed it to Squared Up Builds. And I can honestly say it was the best thing we could have done as a company, because since then it's like really taken off, and I think it's much more respectable, I would say. So
What do you feel like about changing the name, like caused that type of a shift? I mean, which I can get behind it if you're not amped about something, right? You don't, it has like a lackluster for you. You're not going to be excited about it. You feel like that changed for some reason?
100%, I was more excited about it because it meant more. Like my company's always meant something to me because it makes me a living, but
Yeah.
the name was just dumb, and I just didn't never liked it. Like I said, I never thought I'd be doing it for this long, so I was like, it was just a placeholder kind of.
Hmm.
And also, it totally describes like, so my goal right now, there's a lot of work in the county that we live in, and most of it's very, very high-end vacation homes and
Oh.
resort communities, and people from where we grew up on the other side of the mountains that have their Microsoft, Google,
Hmm.
uh, just a lot of
Amazon.
money, and it's all their second
Okay.
homes over here. So, which is cool because they're spending money on second homes because they can. It's not like they're bending over backward to build their first house. So I feel like the name, it describes what we do. And my goal now is, I mean, obviously I want to be busy year round, but my main focus right now with my company is to be the best, highest skilled carpenters in our county.
Hmm.
And like obviously, so I was talking to an electrician buddy of mine. I think they charge $220 an hour or something, which is awesome for him. But I'm like, man, carpenters will never, in my opinion, be able to charge that much money.
Hmm.
But my other thought was, why not? I mean,
Yeah, that's interesting.
I will never be able to charge that much, but also I wanted to push how much we could charge. It's like,
Hmm.
man, I want to charge as much as possible, but also with that comes skill and quality. So Um, I think we're kind of in a niche market honey hole where we can charge a decent amount of money, but we also so so I think I just have a team of guys that cares about their work. And
Yeah.
I mean, I pay them as much as I can. I mean,
Yeah.
to the point where like, man, I wish I could just go work for me and just
Yeah. Yeah.
but so yeah, we just try and do high quality work, and I want to be the best of the best. Like I'm at that age, I don't necessarily care about money or recognition, or I just want to be the best.
Yeah. Yeah. So the name change really is was the beginning of it. You had a name already. but that was just kind of like, I'm young, I'm going to put this name on this. It doesn't actually represent anything.
Nothing except I love to snowboard.
Yeah, except I want to be boarding 24/7.
Yeah, not
Then,
conducive to work.
right. But then when you're like, no, I'm actually going to be working, I already have this company. Now I'm going to change everything because it actually does represent a lot more. It represents me, it represents what I want to do, it represents a name is so important. Absolutely. A friend of mine that's a graphic designer, we always talk about it. So that was probably the catalyst for you to like take it more seriously too.
100%. It meant more. I'm not going to say it meant more to me than other people. Well, it had to have because other people don't really care about my company. It meant enough to me where it made me, I guess, for lack of a better word, more prideful. Like I cared
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
And now it's like I want to, like I said, I want to be the best. So I want to make sure that we do good work. Where, yeah, with casual construction, if you do not the best work, it's like, well, yeah, your name says it all.
Well, I think
Yeah.
it's also just like you didn't put any thought into casual from like a business. It was just like I need a company name so I can do work, so I can get
Yep.
insurance, so blah blah blah.
Yep.
And then you just do work and you're just kind of like, yeah, I do work. But then when you rebrand, you have a logo, you're putting yourself more out there, you're doing a lot on Instagram. It's like you're holding yourself accountable for what you want it to look
Mhm.
like and how you want to perform. And then if you care because it's like everything you do is seen, um,
And it's tied back to you.
and it's tied back to you and your reputation. So
Yeah.
casual, it's just kind of like um, it's not tied to anything, and this
No.
is tied to a lot. So you kind of have to bring it when you
Yeah.
Because
when you do
what
that.
is squared up like squared up mean to you? I mean, like, is that a construction phrase? Is that like the way you feel about like I've squared up me? Like,
Uh, it's nothing to do with construction. It's a boxing term.
okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I do know that squared up means you're ready to go.
Yeah. Uh, well, yeah, square it's a speed square. And when you're building, there's
Okay.
three key components. Um, Guys in commercial, they use these lasers called PLS, plumb, level, square. I feel
Uh,
like
uh,
that all three of those things you have, if you want to do a quality product, you have to be plumb, level, and square. So it's like squared up just means,
Everything is
oh,
in its
sorry,
place.
dude, I'm looking at my office window. There's a 4x4 buck just walking in my backyard right now.
Are
Wow.
you kidding?
Yeah, sweet.
It is about to be hunting season here, so look
Hey,
out.
oh, nice. Yeah, so it just describes like accuracy.
Yeah. I think it's a great name.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's cool. How does your
And
family feel about like everything that you've done, like to get where you are?
family, as in my immediate
Well, your
family.
wife had to do all of that changing that she didn't want to do, but she did
Yeah,
it. Now it
yeah,
worked out.
yeah. She's stoked. Well, not all the time stoked because she does all the stuff that nobody sees,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
which is like the hardest part. And not in my well, there's a lot of hard parts, but that's one of the hardest parts.
yeah.
So,
She's not really clocking out too much.
no. And dealing with so the most guys I had this summer was six. Now I'm down to four, and then I have two full-time subs that we use. So right now I still have six guys, but at one point I had eight. And that's more on me, the glorified babysitter. But even Christy, like with their dude, these guys, man, you'll tell them this is the name of the job we're on. Put that on your time card. They'll put the address. It's like, dude. So like she's just constantly I deal with them on site as far as like you put that nail in the wrong spot, you did this wrong, and they're just always complaining about it just not complaining, but Jake knows construction guys are just always
The
at each
excuses are
other.
coming out.
Excuses or just what's a PC way to say it?
Or
Other
just sleep it.
being jerks. They're just always
Yeah,
picking and nitpicking and like but in a it's like it's almost like a brotherhood, like a football team or an army
yeah,
unit
yeah.
where you're together all day. So people are just chirping at each other and it's just nonstop.
The razzing. You have to have
Yeah.
the razzing.
But then she doesn't see as much as I see of that because I'm on site most of the time, but
Yeah.
she deals with it in the back end, like with the time cards and then we have these accountants that do our payroll, and they'll like enter the wrong hours, and like
Yeah.
Christy will catch it. Like, I mean, I view my wife very highly, but I feel like she catches mistakes all the time that these other people are making that they're getting paid for. So she's like constantly
Oh, okay.
like with our accountants or our payroll or our
Yeah.
accounts at lumber yards. Like she goes through everything and it's like she catches this stuff, which is awesome, but people like what are they,
But what are
we're
we
paying them
paying
to
for
do
you
this.
to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Where do you think the how like do you feel being a contractor at 40, like versus when
not
you're
good.
versus 25? You did learn a lot in
Well,
15, 20 years, 25 years of construction. Like how do you go about things now that maybe you didn't before, regardless of the name, but like just
yeah.
day-to-day operations?
I man, lately especially it's like 100% like no matter what happens during the week. That actually today was awful, just awful. Started at 7 in the morning, and like just I told Christy I was about to. We're getting Sam ready for school. We're about to leave for work, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, it's already one of those weeks. It's only Monday at 7 in the morning." I'm like, "This is just going to be one of those weeks." So it's like I just feel most of the time I feel frustrated with stuff, but it's like I don't. What else do you do? It's like you can't. I'd say you can't give up. And to answer your question, I would say it's like you if I could go back to when I first started out, I would say like, well, when we were younger too, I just didn't really care spiritually that much, but I'd say to rely on Jehovah because like no matter what, like I could have, there's months where it's like, man, I know how much money I brought in, I know how much money went out. I'm like, what the heck? How are we gonna make it? But then like every time it just works out. So it's like, yeah, I do construction for a living, but I feel like without Jehovah's direction, like it wouldn't even matter. So it's like, and
Mm.
you could say that about anybody though. It's like whatever job you have, like he's gonna provide for you. So I think more I've just thrown my burden on Jehovah, I guess, and not worried about whatever happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some weeks that are better than others, and but
Well,
I think,
that's good.
do you feel like you're hard on yourself? Because I'm hard on
oh,
myself.
dude,
I know you are, but
yeah,
it's like I was talking to Chelsea the other day. Like, there's times in like a couple of the jobs this year where I was like, "This is a disaster. It's going to be horrible," and I'm a total failure.
yeah.
And then it gets done, like it was going to get done, and everyone's happy. And then it's just like, wow, I created a whole scenario in my
Like,
head
why
that
did I obsess over
Yeah,
this so much?
100%.
obsessed. Just wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like I'm not going to go back to sleep. I'm going to stress about this job and everything that's wrong, and then everything's fine. I just created a whole scenario in my head that never happened.
Yeah.
But it's like trying to get to the point where you stop doing that to yourself because it's not healthy and it's not realistic. But do you think that that's why we're good at what we do because we do that?
So my sub, one, I have honestly the best group of guys working around me now that I could even hope for. My sub, he's 55 years old. He's lived in Cle Elum basically his whole life. His brother is a GC, and he told me today, he's told me multiple times. He told me today too. He's like, there's no way I could do what you or my brother do. He's like, you're good at it. You're good with people, and you seem not to let a lot of things really affect you that much, which, dude, that's a complete impression because like I come home, I'm like, oh, but like when and that's one of the things too. It's like, man, sometimes I come home and I'm like so rude to Christy and she did nothing. But at work, I'll get to work in the morning, be like, hey, what's up, guys? Here's some donuts. Like,
Yeah.
so it's
Because
like,
it's your
I don't know. I
job,
just
it's your job to be nice to them. But
yeah.
God forbid, Christy, get that latte not right and somebody's wild.
So I just feel like by default, I'm good at it. I don't know.
I
But
do think it takes a certain mental way of organizing, mega stressing, but also letting it, like, at some point it will dip down, then the mega stress comes back up, and then it dips back down again. That's, I mean, I feel like even Jake, what you're saying, when Jake's talking about projects and stuff, it's the same thing like that he's saying, kind of.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I've got a big week coming up. And then Jake lists the week off. And I'm over here, like, just hearing the list, my like stroke, my propensity for a stroke is skyrocketing. And then the week's over and he's like, yeah, anyway, it was fine. And I'm just like, what
Let's go
about
with
the
beer.
Yeah.
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 I'm having a stroke over it.
So
So
you
it's
say
like,
That's thing, you just can't let it really, it's so much easier said than done. You just can't really let it
yeah.
affect you. It affects me a lot, but at the end of the day or the end of the week, so the other week I had a pretty bad week and I was really not doing that good. And then, but it was only for like 2 or 3 days. And then I got over it. And then
Yeah.
I was talking to my wife this weekend and she's like, I was trying to justify it. I was like, yeah, but that was only like 2 or 3 days. And that only happens like 2 or 3 times a year. I was like, so that's 6 days a year. I was like, out of 52 weeks, in the grand scheme of things, that's not that bad. I'm like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
I have meltdowns. Jake knows better than anybody. Usually I'll call him.
Yeah.
But like, I have times where like I want to just shut down. But
Mm-hmm.
then it doesn't last forever. It's like
Yeah.
top 3 4 days or whatever, and then I'm just back to I. But also to Jake's point about waking up at 2 in the morning, and I think I don't really do that. I don't, but the stress just piles and piles and piles and piles, and then I just snap, and then
Mm-hmm.
I can't even function, and then I'll
Yeah.
be back. So it just takes a lot. Like I can handle a lot, but the straw that broke the camel's back. It might be the stupidest little thing. I'll just implode. But
Yeah.
it wasn't just that stupid little thing. It was the months of stupid little things over and
Well,
over.
it's building. It's just building and building and building,
Yeah.
teeny weeny little notches.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I'm done. That's it. I think a
And
lot
like
of
most guys, I
people,
don't talk about that like every day, come home and be like,
yeah,
oh, this happened today, that happened today, like every day, because it would be exhausting. It's like, dude,
that's the difference between men and women, I suppose.
Do you
I'll come home and be like, you wouldn't believe what I did to my shoe. I tripped on the stairs and I fell down and it scraped the side of my heel. It's right off. And Darren's like, nice.
yeah.
He doesn't say that about anything at his job. And then at the end of the week, he's like, I'm mowing the grass and the line's not right. And he's like, what? I'm like, this guy's unhinged. And he's like, you have no idea what I've been through. I think a lot of guys have that though, like a daily stress level that's much higher than normal, or at least a normal working man's
A blue
life.
collar.
Yeah, blue collar. It's going to be a lot more stress every day on the regular.
Well, it's mental and physical.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah. So, I mean, white collar guys, yeah, I couldn't do what they do. Like, I'm not a number cruncher computer guy. So it's like,
Well, and
I,
you'd never want to. You'd
no,
never want to sit at a desk all day.
never. So I'm not saying it's any more or less intense, but when you're using, especially Jake knows carpentry, you're using math
Mm-hmm.
literally nonstop. And so your brain is just always thinking.
Exhausted at the end.
And then you're also doing which I, all last week I was bags on for the first time in probably 5 or 6 months because one of
Mm-hmm.
my guys got surgery, which was totally fine. And I actually enjoy it a lot, like when I'm in that mode, because it's almost relaxing for me because I can just autopilot, just like,
Headlong.
yeah. But I can't run a company and make sure we have all this work and I can't do it all.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get to do it, it's nice. I told Christy, I was like, man, if I could make the living that I make doing what I do, but just do bags on every day, like that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not realistic.
And you're also just in your brain is 100 things. Like today we were at Ramapo, and it's just like you do want to just shut off and just do that. Just
Yeah.
do Ramapo. We were hydro seeding, just being outside, and
Yeah.
but it's like I have a painter on a job, and I had to make sure he had paint. So I got up before Bethel and went and got the paint to the job and got him set up and laid out walls get what color. Then
Yeah.
then you're at Bethel, and then you're making sure he's good, and then talking to the designer because she's got questions about the lights that are getting shipped and who's going to
Oh,
receive them. And then uh, I'm supposed to do a job in DC, and they're like, "Hey, so we want to move that date up." So then you're trying to think in your brain, like, can I do
Yeah.
this
How am I
date?
gonna
'Cause I
do
have
that?
this coming, I have that coming up. And it's like, it isn't just like a day where you're just outside and you're working in hydro seeding. You have like 5 jobs, 12 things going on in your brain that you're kind of like logistically trying to process and prioritize. Like
Yep.
what's the
mhm.
priority that I have to do when I get home, you know? So it's just like a lot of moving parts when
Juggling. Just
you're
constantly juggling.
juggling. But then on the contrary, you also, Aaron, you worked for a company for a while and you tried that.
Yes.
And you
That
you hated
well,
that?
So then how did
ironically, ironically enough, I'm working as a sub for that company right now, and it is killing me. And I keep saying I'll never work for them again. And I keep going back. So yeah, we had our daughter, which wasn't really planned, but
surprise?
yeah, I was like, oh geez. And we're gonna be 40. That's cool. So after we're gonna have our second kid, I was like, Christy's like, man, it's a lot running. Jake knows it's a lot running your own company, and then having kids on top of it, and we have property that we got to take care of. Oh, we can come back to this,
Mm.
but on Sunday we're getting 4 cows. Well, we're not. A friend of mine is keeping them here, and he's supposedly going to do everything for them. So if that holds out,
Woo.
Nice.
but yeah, fingers crossed. Chrissy's like, as long as I don't have to chase those things down the street, we're good.
Oh
So
man.
we'll see. But so anyway, I was like, man, or Chrissy kind of, I still give her a hard time about this, but it was a decision on both of our parts.
The
But
cows?
no, the job, the what Jake was talking about, the job at working for this other
Oh,
company.
okay,
So
okay.
I had my company for 9 or 10 years at that point. So this was 2 years ago, and she's like, and they offered me a really good position as a superintendent with a good salary, full benefits, a company like everything I could want. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I will just try going to work for somebody, and it'll be easier.
Oh.
It I don't know. It wasn't necessarily I felt like I was wasting my time. Like half the time I literally just drove around in my truck all day and did nothing. Like I didn't really do that much. And so it was like it wasn't fulfilling. It sucked. And it made me it was the opposite of how I feel about Squared Up. It
Mhm.
made me feel crappy. And you're building $3 million houses, like like nice houses. So these people are spending a lot of money on houses and they're just garbage. Like Jake came and helped
Oh,
me do some millwork on. I mean, we did a good job, but it's like
you could
all
tell. You
Yeah.
could
oh,
too, Jake. Like the craftsmanship of it was garbage.
awful. It's
Yeah.
awful, and people pay for it. So it's like we're just yeah, people. It's sad because people have been taken advantage of so bad in the building industry over here. I don't know if that's nationwide, but over here for sure. And they also, like I said, they're vacation houses, so some of these people are 2 or 3 hours away. So they don't have quality. They can't come over every other day and look at what's going on. They
Yeah.
rely on the builder to do that for them, which they should be doing.
Yeah. We're seeing it here too. We're working on a big custom home for a wealthy family, and we're there and no one else is. The floor isn't done, the stairs aren't done, the
But they're
kitchen's
paying
not done.
people.
Well,
Oh yeah,
they hired a builder, but it's like a builder that's not known as very contractor friendly. So they kind of withhold money and they do different things, and it makes the contract or the subs just be like, I'm not going to prioritize this job. And then 2 years go by, and the family's like, we want to be in December 1st. And so we're trying to get done. We're probably going to be done with our part, but like I went to Italy for 10 days. I came back and it looks exactly the same as it did. There's
Oh
just
my
no one else
God.
there. We'll just be in this giant house by ourselves, me and my buddy doing all the trim.
And you're not and it's like you're not the one that's in contact with the owner. It's not like you can like
They're there
contact
every
them.
day. They come
no,
by every day and they
They
thank us for
stop
being there.
they see it. What do
Yeah.
they say?
They thank us for being there and they express their frustration with the builder. But it's like then they kind of they get to a point where their hands are tied because it's like they have all this money tied up in this house. The builder's not, they'll show up and they'll talk a good game, but they don't have a good reputation with the subs. So then the subs don't make it a priority. And then everyone kind of loses.
So it's nationwide. It's the exact same thing.
It's nationwide. Okay. It's like it's the same thing everywhere. And it's like, and then, but on the conversely, it's not that hard to shine as a contractor if you just call people back, and do good work. And then you can be the best at what you do in your area just by
not even trying that hard.
What used to be just being a decent contractor.
Yeah.
So it's like good for us, but it's also bad because you're just seeing everything go downhill, and then you kind of shine, but it doesn't like help these projects, and everyone's frustrated.
That's so strange that I never, like, obviously, I mean, working with Darren, I know when people come in and machines that they need, and I know they're headed to a job, and I know they come back in and they complain about other people never being at the job. But to think about it in a way of like someone actually like abusing the privilege of like, well, I'm going to be there at this stage is the word I'm looking for. And then like, they just never show up. And then everybody, like, that's wild.
But let's say I'll take my area for example.
Italy or New York?
Hey, give me a big old meatball sub.
Yeah, come on, Jake. We don't even know what you're talking about anymore.
All right, let's say you're a really good high-end stair guy, and you live in Connecticut, which is like an hour away, hour 20.
Yeah.
And you've got jobs all around your house, and then you take this good job in Warwick because it's a really high-end job and it probably pays well. But then everything around you is not getting done. And like, how much are you going to prioritize driving?
It rubs off.
Yeah. So then are you going to drive an hour and a half to go do like part of the stairs because you have to wait on other people, or are you just going to stay around Connecticut and do your work there? Fast forward longer period of time, and then everyone's like, the stair guy's not here. And he looks flaky, but he's like, why would I prioritize that when they're not getting things done around me? But then it gets to the point where, he could get stuff done. So then it just like he makes himself not look very good. But
you're saying you are trying to not do that in your situation. You're like, no, we're going to show up and still finish.
No, we do it. You just do what you can do, and then
because you're from the same mentality I am, Jake. Like that would have never flown 20 years ago. No way, especially in King County. Over here, it's a little bit more relaxed, but like you can't. We have that. That's what we've always done. You have to do it.
I'm not going to be the reason why they're not moving in December 1st.
Yeah.
Or like, I'm not going to be the reason why the company can't take over their commercial space on time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it'll be something else, but it won't be me.
I do feel like it goes back to kind of too, like what Aaron was saying, like the money that you make, what are you doing with it? It's like, are you hiring good guys? Are you paying them enough? Do they want to then in turn have the same mental attitude that you do? Or are they like, I'm just going to show up, piddle around?
Yeah.
Like that guy Boston that we hired to do our tile in the bathroom. And he would like, nobody would be there. And he would show up and he would be like, this tile is really hard to use. I don't know if you knew that when you picked it out.
And I'm like, you're a tile setter. Isn't that what you do?
You're a tile guy, right? It's a hexagon pattern. Get a grip.
Yeah.
And he's just like, anyway, well, gotta go. Got a jet. And so he would leave. And like Darren finally was just like, we're just going to do it ourselves. And so then we just did it ourselves. But our guy who did our siding, rest in peace.
Did he die?
He was a meth dealer and he did incredible work.
Of course. He was always ready to go.
He got shot.
Oh, geez. Where do you live? That's terrible.
West Virginia.
Dang, dude. Is it like Compton there?
Apparently. Man. We call it the country Compton.
Let's end on this. Do you feel like you're workaholic, or do you feel like you just take your work seriously?
I take it seriously, 100%.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a workaholic, but I feel like lately more I'm like, if I have a pocket of time, I'm like I want to go get something done, or I want to like go run. And I don't know if that's being a workaholic or if that's just like, I think the norms of like you work Monday through Friday from 7 to 5 or something go out the window when you have a unique schedule where it's like,
Mm.
if I have to go out at 5 and go do something, I'm gonna go do it. Or if I have to stay till 8 to get something done, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Uh, it's not
I
like
think you could probably gauge it by if you like can't relax, like even on a day when maybe you have a couple hours to relax and there's absolutely nothing pressing, but you could go do something work related. Like, do you stay home and relax, or is it hard for you to relax? Or would you rather be like, no, I'm just going to go find something to work on?
Oh,
I don't know if I
180 of that. I'd way rather do anything except work.
yeah, I don't
Okay.
think I
Okay.
need
So you
that.
can still relax.
Oh, I golfed more than I've golfed in my life this
No,
year.
Aaron golf like every day.
I think I golfed like
He was
46 times.
Okay. Let's turn
driving me
this thing
crazy with the
around.
golf.
Turns out Aaron needs to get back to work. Things are plummeting. His stocks are bombing.
I feel like social media has been huge though, like which is it's a
Yeah.
double-edged sword because I'm not that technologically savvy, but like I've been on Instagram since like almost this, 2012 or something,
Yeah.
and I
Mhm.
feel like I've figured out how to use that. So I feel like for me that's helped a ton with work and kind of recognition, which not recognition in like a arrogant sense, but just like, man, you get enough people looking at your stuff or
Mhm.
sharing your stuff, and like it kind of snowballs. Like I'm starting
Nice.
to get like traction, which not that that would be my dream to be a social media influencer or but the fact if I could somehow make money off something other than construction
Yeah.
would be massive.
Yeah. They do say social media slow and steady wins the race, and then you just all of a sudden people know who you are. They're just yeah. I mean, I would say do a little side hustle. What's the problem?
Yeah,
I mean, we've been doing a podcast now for over a year.
I keep telling Jake,
crazy. It's even
where's the side hustle money?
We got to get our numbers
Gotta
up.
get sponsors, dude. AG1.
Yeah, I need to get Buffalo Trace and AG1 like Joe Rogan. Then we'll
Are
be
you kidding
then you're
me?
gonna have a whole new wing of that house that you're in.
Let's do a little bit of a lower, let's start with dude wipes. How about
Dude
that? We'll
wipes,
start with dude
Ooh,
wipes.
dude
better than
wipes, and
usual, but
cocoa floss.
Yeah, that's fine. We gotta, Jake, the thing about us is that we're not here for the money, okay? We're here for the bonding with our people that we have on, letting other men know it's okay to feel stressed out and anxiety ridden. It's fine.
oh, speaking of that, Jake texted me about this. There's a guy on YouTube and Instagram, Matt Bangs Wood, and he's from California, and he's a awesome framer, and he's young. He's probably 25, 26, something like that.
Uh,
But I talked to him on and off, and I called him last week or a couple weeks ago. But we started again. I don't even know. I'm learning all this stuff, but a Discord server, which I think is for mostly video games. But he knows it really well because of day trading, like
Mm.
stock stuff.
huh,
But we started a Discord server for that exact purpose, like mental health in the trades. I mean, I still struggle with it because it's like it's not just the trades, it's life in general. But the
yeah,
trades with the stress, it's easy to get overwhelmed and like you were saying earlier too, guys don't just talk about everything. But like so we started a Discord server where the nice thing about Discord is it's anonymous. So I
mhm.
mean you could put your full name, but you could put whatever, you know. And
So
then
people are like getting on there in your same field and
yep.
talking about like the day.
Well, no, there's a bunch of categories. There's like work
Okay,
photos, personal photos, mental health, addiction, fitness,
nice.
just where anybody can come to vent or ask for advice or then at some point it's it hasn't been slow to take off, but it's not huge. Obviously, we just started it, but Matt made a good point. He's like, at some point, it'd be nice to have like an on-call psychiatrist that if somebody was really having a hard time, like they could just go there and like directly reach out to a psychiatrist or somebody for mental health. But I think that's very much needed in the trades. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and addiction rates are massive because of either injuries or stress
Hmm.
or both. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that would actually be very useful. Yeah.
so we'll see how that goes. But
I think you having like a good understanding of that, seeing it, dealing with it firsthand, like um all of your experience, the highs and the lows make you um a good person to go to, even within our friends or the extended people that
Mhm.
we know. Like you're a good buddy, a good resource, a good friend.
I appreciate that.
So
I try to be. Sometimes I feel like I have no clue what I'm talking about or doing, but
yeah,
Oh, I feel like this is great for guys to listen to too, just because hearing other guys talk about it is kind of like a hard thing, being vulnerable about like these are my struggles, this is what I went through. I'm still ripping on
ripping on the liquid
I'm
deaths.
still
These,
ripping
have
on
you
the
ever had these,
liquid
Jake?
death,
These are
the
delicious.
C4s, the C4s. Oh God. You got to get them off the liquid death, Christy.
sponsored by
I've had,
Liquid Death.
oh, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome. So many people actually every today at work, the Mason was there. He goes, dude, is that alcohol? I go, yeah, buddy. He's like, Monday morning, good for you. I was like, no, it's iced tea. He was like, man, I was impressed for a second.
You should just let him believe it. You're like, oh yeah, it's a twisted tea.
Yeah, at
Twisted tea is
eight
a
in
new
the
thing.
morning
Yeah.
on a Monday. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been there for sure.
I mean, yeah, it's
I'm not gonna say I've not been there.
yeah.
Not gonna say that's never happened. I'm just it wasn't happening today, that's for sure.
I just want to keep it a little bit more private these days. Okay.
Yeah. Uh
Well,
you texted to the Cybertruck.
oh yeah. So
Oh my
Aaron
gosh.
has
We're
a
gonna have to
squared
do
up.
I was gonna say we're gonna have to do another pod with Aaron just about the Cybertruck at this
I'll just
point.
drive around in it and
Yeah, doing the
I thought,
interview.
okay, so Aaron has a wrap on the truck that is squared up builds. So I'll send you a picture. But
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
you were gonna make it. I thought your Instagram was gonna be more using your Cybertruck as the daily work truck.
until I realized
Ooh.
that's not what it's made for.
Oh, so
It's made for
what have you
the day
realized?
trader.
It's one of the most incredible vehicles I've ever driven. I love it. And for driving around and throwing couple two by fours in the bed or whatever, or pulling your dump trailer, it's great. And especially if you're not driving far, which I don't, it's awesome. It's not a truck in the sense of like my Duramax. Like it's,
Oh, well, let's not compare. Let's not compare.
but yeah, it's not gonna like it doesn't have an 8 foot bed. It's not a, I don't even know if it's a glorified truck would even be a good word for
Do you
it.
have videos of you using it on your
Yeah.
Instagram
Hmm.
We'll
that we
post
can
them.
repost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's cool. It's incredible. I love it, but it's
Well,
not
you better be careful because once
a
we
truck.
repost it, you're gonna go through the roof.
That'd be sweet.
Because you
I
know
do like
us
it.
and our following. I mean, what we say goes.
You're gonna show people in oh,
Yeah.
Virginia, not West
All of
Virginia.
all of West
Yeah.
Virginia.
Oh,
No,
and West
no, we're talking
Virginia,
West
especially.
Virginia.
Are you in West
Oh
Virginia?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. We
nice.
just started getting Tesla plug-ins, so
Ooh, on your way.
Nice.
yeah, look out, Cybertrucks. Here we come.
Well, I have to edit this tonight and post it in the morning. So
Oh,
I should probably
all
go.
right, shall we get to our song?
But
Deuces.
Aaron, we do songs every week. And Aaron famously sends me at least one song, maybe a day.
Nice.
Today, got a hieroglyphic song. The other day, I got a Creed song. Aaron's big on Creed right now.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, edit that out, Chelsea. We don't want our
Hey,
listeners to go down.
I actually knew you guys did this, so I screenshotted a couple. I mean, how many are we allowed here?
1 to 3.
1 to 3.
Oof, that'll be
You
tough.
sound like you seem like the type of guy that might have 47, so we just have to lock it down.
Okay, the hmm.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Jake already mentioned hieroglyphics, so I'm not gonna say that one, but
Okay.
so three. We got Japan Droids, The House That Heaven Built.
Cool. I
It's a
think you
good
sent
one.
that to me a while ago.
River of Deceit, Mad Season,
Ooh, going back.
and Alaska, Maggie Rogers.
Oh
Okay.
God,
Nice.
that's good too.
So that's what I came up with.
Cool. I like it. What
Um,
about you, Melissa?
okay. I want to do. I want to say this one just because Devin, when we were driving back from my parents, Devin and I were talking about songs that are good to run to, and you know, Devin, like he's got his shorts on.
Wait, run for what, like 5 minutes, like normal people, or like 100
Yeah,
hours?
yeah, right. And he's like, I love this song. I've been listening to this song so much when I'm running, and he puts it on. He's just in the front of the rented Subaru, just like, and I was like, this is so Devin right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put
100%.
the song on the pod. So it's called Maria, but Marea. We've lost dancing, and it's by Fred again, the Blessed Madonna.
Fred again's an awesome DJ.
Right? It's
Yeah.
not bad. I know it sounds crazy, but it kind of got in my head to the point where I did an hour-long workout with this on repeat. I mean, it was getting
Oh
my head.
wow.
And the lady's doing those stupid things where she's talking in the background. We've lost dancing, but you're so involved, you don't even care.
The overlays of
The
like DJ Sammy,
overlays.
we're in heaven.
Yeah. And I was like, you're right. We have. I just didn't even care. It got me wild. So I'm putting that on there.
All right.
Shout out Devin, you psychopath.
He is a psychopath.
He's
I
a
like it.
psychopath. We
All
love
right.
him. We love him.
You're gonna do just that one?
Okay, no, I also want to
Okay.
do
Wait.
this is a rendition, a sweet position I never heard before. By Feeling Blue, BLEW. It's really good.
Okay.
Chill, just chill. And then
Cool.
I'm gonna do one more by Gizmo Varias, El Dorado, and do Pariso, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
Nice. Is that all that I might have missed this part, but is that all dance music, like techno?
I would say Pariso is more like it's more of like Latin feeling like dance music. Yeah, yeah. And then the sweet position slow, and I love her voice. It's just a good rendition of that song.
Do you have TuneIn Radio?
Huh?
Do you have TuneIn Radio on your phone?
No, I just have Spotify, but like the high end one where I do it all.
So I don't know if Spotify does it do radio stations, Jake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Melissa,
What is it?
I've been listening to this channel since I was 12.
All
And
right, what is
I
it?
remember when I was 14, laying in my bed at like 9 o'clock at night at my parents' house, and Darude Sandstorm came on. Actually, you should add that one too.
The Rude.
Sandstorm. And my mind was
Oh, it's right
blown. But
there.
so
It's right there.
C89.5 is a Seattle dance station, and it's
Compatible.
almost what I have on exclusively all day for work or driving around because it's just background noise, but some of the tracks are just so epic. And then on
Okay, so is it
Thursday
Sir
mornings from
Ashik?
what's that?
Sir Ashik is the guy, right? Is that what you're saying? Is this it?
No, that's the rude. Duh.
This is what you said.
The Rube,
Darude.
Rude.
Darude. Darude.
The
But
Rude.
Oh, it's like that. Oh,
The Rude
it's
Sands.
like that.
but
Okay,
every
well now I just need you to know that this is like this.
We can't get
yeah, I can't hear anything.
it.
But
Are
every
you
Thursday
kidding? You
morning on
can't hear this?
89.5 from
No.
like 7 to 9 or 10 is all 80s dance music, and it's amazing.
You guys cannot hear this song that he told us to listen to.
No, because the Zoom cuts out background noise, so it'll even take out.
It is so on point for what we are talking about. It's actually weird.
So should I put it on the? So we'll put it on the. We'll put it
Put
on.
it on.
All right, we'll put it on. The Rude Sandstorm by Sir Aushik.
They're Ashik.
All right, I'm gonna do a song Aaron sent me the other week.
Oh, nice.
Music sounds
so
better
many.
with Music Sounds Better with You by Stardust.
That's a great
Oh, I like that song.
Yeah.
So romantic.
Uh-oh.
Chelsea said that's so romantic.
I love you, Jake. So much it hurts. That's the Jared Smith.
um, Aaron will know this song when he hears it, but I don't think he'll know it by the name. But there's a song called "The Grain" by Nevada Backwards. I think it was on the convention soundtrack.
No way, dude. Yeah,
It's
if
a
it was on
deep
that, I'll
cut.
remember.
It's a deep cut.
Oof.
And then "Such Is Life" by Teen Mortgage. That's just like a punk song, hardcore song.
Like a little parkour.
Do you want the kids to come in and say hi?
Yeah, let's see the kids.
All right. Hold on a second. Hi. This is Sam.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Woo.
Oh,
Hi, Sam.
say hi.
How
How's
are
it
you
going?
doing?
Let me see your teeth. Let me see your teeth.
Lean
Oh
in.
man, they're coming in.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
That's
He's so
Sam. He's
handsome.
my firstborn. And then here's little Peter girl.
Hi.
Oh,
You wanna say
cutie. Oh my gosh.
Did you
Adorable.
dress up as me bowling the other day?
Yeah, in your Adidas sweatsuit.
Yeah,
Oh
she-
my goodness. If
She
you could
said she
somehow
wanted
add a
to dress
picture
like
of it.
me at bowling and wore like a full Adidas jumpsuit to
Okay,
Pink with
that
white
is
stripes.
so cute.
I love
Yeah.
the picture.
You look adorable.
Oh
Oh my gosh.
Oh, cool. Lip gloss.
Oh, the lipstick's back.
Yeah, it's back. Just don't put that on me.
All right.
So cute.
Love you
Well,
guys.
thanks for having me. That was awesome.
It was
Thank you,
so
Aaron.
fun. I'm so happy to meet you, Aaron.
Yeah,
See,
nice to meet
we
you.
told you it would be easy. We told you it'd be fun.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, it's just, yeah, it flows. It's like, what am I
Oh,
going
it
to talk
flows.
about?
Oh, it flows.
Yeah.
I guess
All
if you don't really think it's like a podcast and you just think like you're just talking to people.
You
Yeah.
just chat with your pals.
Just chatting it up.
You're gonna have Aaron on with the "Are You Taking Care of Yourself" pod with Darren.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you got to be like, I wasn't taking care of myself, but I am now.
It's a weekly reset, taking care of
Yeah.
yourself sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's an up and
All
down.
right. Well, this was
Chelsea,
amazing.
I know you're not on camera, but love you, girl.
Love you too.
She says,
Yeah.
"Love you too."
Yeah, I
dear.
love you too, Chelsea.
Love you, Melissa.
Did you hear?
Aaron, like, I'm trying to get my love in here too.
Wait, say it again, Chelsea.
I
I
said
never have shout out.
She said, "I love you, Melissa."
Good,
Oh, you got a microphone?
good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Professional.
Sweet.
Melissa normally does, but she got held up in Pilates.
Yeah.
Profesh. You want Christy to come say hi? She just walked in.
Very
Oh,
professional.
say hi to Christy. Let's say Christy's my
Christy, come say hi.
real quick story with Christy. We were
She's out in the garage.
out one night, and I was talking to Aaron and someone, and Christy was talking to a friend like right by us, and someone goes, "Who's your best friend?" to Christy, and she goes, "Probably Jake." And I'm like talking to Aaron, and I'm like, "What was that?" She's like, "You're probably my best friend." I was like, "Well, I think I might be Aaron's best friend."
You said I'm not really sure how we're gonna split me down the middle, but
So then spawned Christy being my bestie to this day.
Oh yeah, Christy loves you.
Wills
Yeah.
Willie Toot.
Babe, are you in here?
She's not even there. She's out trying to make you another latte that's perfect for tomorrow, so you're not
No.
unhinged.
She's got home from Costco, so hopefully she brought me some delicious snacks.
Oh my
man.
gosh.
All right, we got to
well,
get out of
I
here.
gotta
All right.
eat dinner.
Let's wrap
I gotta
this
eat
up.
dinner.
Yeah, see you guys.
All right, love you guys.
Yeah,
Bye.
thanks.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.